So, welcome back to Thai League Central podcast. It's finally almost the end of the first leg of the Toyota Thai League. I'm Ta Lau today. I'm back doing the podcast hosting duties. Of course, my good friend Gian took over last week. Lots of good stuff from him there. He won't be on this week as I'm joined by Paul Murphy and Obb Tactic Times. We're here to preview the games coming up on match day 14. Very, very close. The race for ACL spots almost finalizing as we'll preview the three biggest games for you this weekend. And it all begins on Friday. Yes, we have a Friday night game for you. But before that, let's go to my guests. Paul, how excited are you for this weekend's upcoming games?
Yeah, there's a few very interesting looking clashes at both ends of the table. And obviously the big one is on Sunday between Port and Ratchaburi. So I'm hoping to get to that game, and I think that's definitely the standout for me.
Yeah, lights won't go off for this one, I'm sure, with the new generators. Paul, you and I, as well as Gian, we were there to see the Port game against Muangthong. They were working just fine. Off to you now. BG league leaders again. Although the gap is reducing up top, it seems it's closer than it was, a few weeks ago. Of course, all the teams playing either 14 or 13 games now. Which games will you be looking out for this week?
I'm really interested in the relegation battles between Phraat FC and Nakhon Ratchasima. So the home team, Phraat FC, in 15th and Nakhon Ratchasima in 14th, with only 3 points separating them. And if Korat could win, then that would be like a massive point, a 6-pointer in their fight to stay up.
Yeah, it's races all over the league table. Now, this week we'll begin with the preview of the load match on Friday evening. Of course, this is SCG Muangthong United taking on PT Prachuap FC. This one is a 6:30 kickoff on Friday. It's a big one for Muangthong because the last 3 games in the league, they've not won. While for Prachuap, for them, they've actually won 2 out of the last 3 games. So in terms of league forms, it's flip-flopped a little bit. And if you're a stats type of guy, Prachuap have won 3 out of the last 4 times they've played Muangthong in the Thai League. So, Paul, I'll begin with you. It's a home game for Muangthong. Everybody's going to favor them, especially off that win against BG. But how can Prachuap maybe upset the hosts?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, Prachuap have had a bit of a bogey team in the league for Muangthong, winning 3 out of 4 games over the last 2 seasons. So, I mean, I remember watching them last year when they went to Muangthong and won 1-0. They had a very good game plan that day, and they set up quite defensively, and they countered very well. And I think even though they had a defensive approach, they could have won more comfortably that day, as I remember. So I think they'll go for something similar because they know how. I mean, Muangthong are already developing an identity under Mario Jurovsky, and they know that Muangthong will try and attack them. So they're going to. I think they'll try and sit in, and I think Muangthong can be careless in defence. They know that they'll get chances. William Henrique could be a real asset on those breakaways, and I think he's obviously. If he stays there I think he's got a big role to play potentially as a big game player. So I think they will try and keep it tight as they've done before, and I think they've got a good coach in charge there who can sort of organise the team well for these specific games. I think the form is a bit deceptive possibly because Muangthong's 2 defeats have come at 2 of their toughest fixtures of any campaign at Chiang Mai and at Port. And in both games, I thought they played reasonably well. I thought they were certainly the better side against Chiang Rai. Against Port, it was fairly even. Port probably just had the edge, just about deserved the win. But I think it would be misleading to suggest that Muangthong are off form because of the results haven't been great. They obviously got the big win in the Cup last week, which will boost confidence. And I expect Muangthong to win. But yeah, Prachuap can make things difficult on their day, but they are quite inconsistent, as their league position suggests.
Yeah, that's a very thorough analysis from you. I think this game, you can almost guess the narrative. It's going to be Muangthong attacking and attacking. Prachuap's going to try to sit deep. They're going to look for William Enrique and William Mata on the counter. And yeah, it's going to be that type of game. Can Muangthong be efficient in front of goal? We've seen that first half in the FA Cup game. I was there to see it. Muangthong had lots of chances to bury the lead against BG. It could have been 2, it could have been 3. Came back to haunt them, second half they conceded and BG looked like they were going to win it. So maybe 120 minutes played on, the weekend. So could possibly have an effect on Muangthong's fitness level. Real quick to you before we go to the score predictions for this one, how do you see this game panning out from a tactical point of view?
I think you're right when you say like Muangthong's gonna attack, and I think fitness level and being caught out by Prachuap on the break, that's where the game's gonna be decided. And I would like to point your attention to PT Prachuap's like main man up front, like William Mota. In the last 6 league games, he has been involved in nine goals for the club. So that's 7 goals where he scored by himself, and he set up another 2 assists. And so basically he's one of the league's most prolific attacker at the moment.
Yeah.
Someone who's going to be a different threat to what Muangthong faced in the cup game against BG. Well, William Mota, he's quick, he takes players on, and he's really dangerous. An all-round complete striker who they should be careful with in and around the box. So, but nonetheless, I think Muangthong's got this game.
All right, talking about Muangthong getting this game, I'll go to you first, Paul. Score predictions for this one.
I think a narrow 2-1 Muangthong. I think Prachuap will get a breakaway goal, but I can see Muangthong having enough.
Off to you.
I'll go with a 2-1 as well. William Mota with a goal or an assist, and I hope maybe Muangthong with an early goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Muangthong win. I'm gonna go 1-0. I think it's gonna be a solid 1-0 type of game where Muangthong's attacking, they score 1, then they hold on for the rest of the game. It's gonna be a tight one though. I mean, Prachuap and Muangthong, it's always a very tight affair, except for that occasion way back in 2018 when Prachuap dominated Muangthong 6-1. But yeah, we'll move on now to Saturday. It's the big one between True Bangkok United and Buriram United. True Bangkok United, they've struggled a lot against Buriram historically. If you're going to look back to the last time that Bangkok were able to beat Buriram, you have to go all the way back to 2015. Yeah, that's a very long period. Sorry, 2014, as a matter of fact. That's a very long time without a win in their favor. So historically, everything favors Buriram. It seems like it's a matchup problem almost, but hey, under a new manager, anything can happen. Do you think Bangkok United have enough to beat Buriram at home?
In their current transitional state, I think Buriram is more solid under Alexander Gama, and I think it's going to be another close game where Buriram comes and steals a point, at least at the true stadium.
Yeah, this is Totawan facing off against Gama. If I told you 2 months ago that Buriram would be going to Bangkok and the managers would be Gama for Buriram and Totawan for Bangkok, you'd probably be laughing and saying, where's Banovic and Mano? But how things have changed. Paul, do you see a chance of Bangkok United picking up their first win over Buriram in a very, very long period of time.
I think it would be a huge result if they could do it. I mean, that previous victory was not long after Mano arrived at Bangkok United. It kind of kick-started almost, their emergence as a big force in Thai football when they had the confidence to get results like that. But I think Buriram have been a huge mental block for Bangkok United over the years, but things do feel different at the moment because of Buriram's going through a very difficult time as well, and to have them fifth against eighth at this stage of the season is very strange, given they've been involved in battles for the title over the last few years. But I think form-wise, Buriram look a bit better at the moment. I know they had a disappointing result against them at Prachuap last time. But Bangkok United, since Mano left, there's not really been any upturn in form at all. And it doesn't really give you an indication that they're going to be good enough to win this game, to be honest. So I have to say, without, obviously, Toys to One will need more time to get things together, and obviously the signing of Heberty might give them a bit of a lift. But no, I see Buriram taking this one.
All right, yeah. We'll go to the score predictions in just a bit. But you did mention Heberty there, and I want to get your quick thoughts, both of you, on this. So Heberty confirmed he will be Bangkok United's newest player. He's already trained with them. He's had a few, sessions already under his belt. Now, if he does come on for Brenner's spot, let's say Brenner leaves, and there's been rumors circulating that Asam Sao might join the Totawan band again. Looks like he's bringing back that 2017 Muangthong crew. So if Asam Sao joins Totawan, and let's say Vander leaves, so Asam Sao and Heberty, do you see that working for them going into leg two? I'll start with you, Obb.
On paper it looks good. It looks exciting. There's plenty of experience and quality like there on show. However, I think it's a bit more complicated than that, because Heberty is not an out-and-out striker. We all know that. I think Heberty prefers to play wider on the right than cutting inside and creating chances for himself. And Leandro Asam Sao, for the past year or two with Nakhon Ratchasima, he took up this second striker role. So then again, if you replace Heberty and Asam Sao, you replace them for Brenner and Vander, that means you're losing a true, like a pure number 9 and a attacking midfielder for a wide forward and a second striker. That doesn't really solve Bangkok United issue when it comes to goals, like converting chances. So I don't think it's gonna work with both of them. Although Heberty, with Heberty confirmed and already with the squad, I think that's already a plus. So I don't think they need Asam Sao, but let's see how things go.
Yeah, Paul, and just a quick thought from you. Let's say Asam Sao does come in for Vander Luiz. Two players that, on paper could be direct replacements, but do you think it's going to work out if, you sign a player who's been around in Thai League for a very long time to replace Vander, who's one of the most creative and one of the most complete players at Bangkok United?
Yeah, I definitely don't see it as an upgrade. It's something different. I mean, I'd see Heberty is more of a replacement for Vander because of the deep role he plays. But he guarantees goals, Heberty, and that's something that Bangkok United have struggled for this season. I just hope the movements don't interfere with the development of Natawut Suksum, because I think he's having a breakthrough year. And I really think they've got to build the team around Heberty to an extent. He likes a free role. He doesn't really like to be sort of confined to one position, Mm-hmm. And I think if they can manage that well, he obviously could be a huge asset. But they've got to get the right system in place that makes the most of him especially. Leandro, I see, is maybe just a kind of squad player. Again, I don't necessarily think he's going to be an upgrade on Brenner. So it's a bit of a strange move. I mean, Leandro's been a great footballer for many years in the Thai league. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why he's been playing at Nakhon Ratchasima for the last couple of years, you know. Yeah. So why would a big club want him at this stage? It's quite an unusual move, even though he's proved he can still do well definitely. At this level.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, quick thoughts. Score prediction from you, Paul.
I think 2-1 Buriram.
Okay, Obb.
1-0 Buriram.
Okay. I'm gonna sit on the fence. I'm gonna go for a draw. I don't think Buriram have enough going forward, and at the same time, I don't think Bangkok United have it either. So it's gonna be sort of that, you know, you score one, I score one, and we sit back and hope not to lose this one, because both teams are not really in a good position right now, so they can't really avoid defeats. Yeah.
Oh, and I have a final good news for Bangkok United fans, because I'm really tempted to attend this game, but then something came up and I can't make it to True Stadium. And for those of you who don't know, I've been here like for the past 2 years. I have not seen Bangkok United win a home game when I attend the stadium. So maybe if I don't go and they actually beat Buriram, then I won't be setting foot in Thammasat Stadium again.
I think one thing we haven't mentioned as well that might influence the way this game goes is that Buriram are rumoured to be having another clear out of their foreign players. So their approach and their lineup might reflect that. So we might see, you know, there's strong rumours that Marko Shepovic is leaving. Strong rumours that Kelic is leaving as well. Yeah. So will that affect the motivation of some of these players? Will it affect the lineup they play? So I think at this time of year, when you've got those changes coming, we start to see players sitting out of games because they're moving on.
Yeah.
And they don't want to risk injury or whatever other reasons.
Yeah, that's two fantastic points there. Yeah, but there you have it. You have to wait and see. I think you owe Mano an apology for, you know, attending all those games and not seeing them pick up wins. But anyways, that's a story for another day. We'll move on now to Sunday. Yes, Super Sunday. This was the one that Paul was mentioning earlier. Port FC taking on Ratchaburi Mitphon. Wow, this is, you know, got AFC Champions League written all over it. Port in second place, played 13, same amount of games played as Ratchaburi, who's one spot below them in third. Port are 5 points ahead. Now, coming into this game, Port are on a phenomenal win streak. They've won 9 in all competitions, 7 in a row now in the league under Coach Uchrawutripan. That is the longest run so far. While for Ratchaburi, it's not looking that good for them. I mean, they've picked up important wins here and there, but away from home, they've been good sometimes. They've been poor in other games. I'll begin with Paul on this one. Just a draw would really do for Port in terms of the group stage phase. Ratchaburi need to win this one and win the last one as well and hope for results to go their way. How do you see this one playing out?
I think it's going to be a tense game. I think there could be quite a volatile game. I've seen a few matches between these two teams before, and they have been quite bad-tempered affairs sometimes. And I can see that.
Sorry to cut you, but there are lots of personalities in this game.
Yeah. So I think we could see some quite interesting matchups there. I think the big question for me is, does Yannick Bolly play? Because obviously we all know that there's a very strong indication that he's going to be switching to Port during the transfer window. Nothing confirmed, of course. But if that move has been planned and it is going to go ahead, it might be an uncomfortable thing for both sides if he starts the game. Given how much this game could impact Port in the second half of the season. So, and I think if he doesn't play, it's a huge blow for Ratchaburi because Stephen Longiel is suspended, I believe. So if they lose 2, they're basically their strongest attackers for this one. It leaves them very kind of much weakened against a team that's been defending very well in recent matches. I think they've had 4 clean sheets in a row in the league. So that a lot of question marks there. Port winning, not always winning well, but winning. Not always playing that well, but getting the job done. And I think Ratchaburi have done really well to get to this stage, but Port would expect to be in this position. And I think that's maybe the biggest difference between the two sides. Port really have to get the job done. Ratchaburi, to achieve a playoff place, they might be happy with that anyway. And I think that might be just reflected in this game, the way it plays out. So I do expect, I mean, Port, as you say, they just need a point. I think they might get all 3 in any case.
Yeah. Before going to Obb, just a stat I like to mention. So these 2 sides, of course, have been playing each other for quite a while now. The last time Ratchaburi won was back in 2015 when they did the double over Port. Since then, Port's not lost to Ratchaburi, and the last time they played, it was the FA Cup final last year. If you remember, Port won that game 1-0. So, yeah, it seems like everything's pointing towards Port. There's more pressure on Port to finish in the group stage phase. So I think there'll be more in it for them. Ratchaburi's goal this all year long was to just make it to AFC Champions League. Now, the AFC rules, again, everyone knows the first 2 spots gets to go to the group stage automatically. But the 3rd place spot, so right now Chiang Rai and Ratchaburi are battling for that spot. The 3rd place spot gets to only play 1 game, and it's a home game. And if they win that game, they're automatically into the group stage. While the 4th place team has to go, 1 win at home, then go away to another team. So, yeah, 3rd and 4th is still a battle. So Ratchaburi, they still have something to play for in this game if they want that advantage heading into AFC next year. Obb, how do you see the game going for this one?
I think we can expect a chaotic game. Lots of challenges flying in and hopefully lots of goals as well, considering this is Port FC is the highest scoring team in the league with 32 goals, and Ratchaburi is the 2nd highest scoring team with 26 goals. The attacking players are a joy to watch for like both teams. Adisak and Bonilla is scoring for fun, and Soares, like he with Hepati now out, I think you could see that Sergio Soares could like show his influence in the team better, and I think he's playing with great joy at the moment. Whereas Ratchaburi, there's another great team. I love watching Stephen Langjiu play. Like he's one of the best players in the leagues for sure. And yeah, but I think Port's gonna win. They're just too good at the moment. Too good. 3-2.
Yeah, you already gave the prediction away. Now, a little bit before I ask for Paul's prediction, Ratchaburi, maybe the mentality going into this one is sort of they're not to lose, because Chiang Rai don't play this week. So Chiang Rai and Sukhotai's game is off because Chiang Rai, they're still undergoing quarantine from come back from Qatar. So maybe if Ratchaburi pick up a point or pick up all the 3 points, they could put some pressure on Chiang Rai, who are, they're only 1 game away. So maybe you could see that happening. And Ratchaburi, they face BG at home for their last game. So maybe they'll look to get all 3 points here and take care of business before Chiang Rai has to play next time out. Paul, how do you see this scoreline for the game?
Yeah, I think it will be close for the first half, but I think Port's just got so many good attacking options at the moment, and I think they'll win 3-1 in the end.
Okay. Yeah, I am with you guys. I think Port's going to take care of business. I think it's going to be 2-0. The clean sheet streak is going to continue for them. Ratchaburi, I don't really see them. I don't feel comfortable with their away form. Let's just say that. I don't think they're as good away from home as they should be, and that's probably the reason why they'll end up in 4th place this year when Chiang Rai come back and get their game against Sukhothai over with. Now, before we end today's talk, real quick question I have for both of you. So, of course, AFC Champions League quota is almost over, but looking towards next year, we're almost at the halfway mark. Who's your prediction for winning the league this year? I just a quick fire round thought, because BG, I know they're up by 5 points, but it's still early days, and Port's hitting stride. Chiang Rai is going to come back from AFC with their heads held high. They played very well in the last 3 games. Ratchaburi could cause upsets. So, Paul, for you, is it still BG, the best team in the league, or do you think that there's a chance for another team to win the league?
I still think BG look the strongest place to win the title. Diogo's arriving. And well, that arguably it could upset a winning system in some ways. Port are not going to maintain this streak. They're having the streak. I mean, winning so many consecutive games, it can't go on forever. So I think they'll lose ground again. And Chiang Rai, I think they're just starting too far behind now. I think they've fallen too far behind already. And as we've seen, the Chiang Rai they do drop points. They're not a winning machine. And I definitely expect them to finish further back, possibly than they are at the moment. It'll be interesting to see teams like Buriram and Bangkok United. Are they going to push? Are they going to hit some form and push their way back into the top 3? And that's another interesting thing to watch out for. But yeah, I'm still saying BG.
Yep. Obb, still confident in your team to run away with the league? I mean, it's going to be quite a stat, leading since match day 5, match day 6, and going all the way.
Not gonna lie, the FA Cup loss to Muangthong United really had an effect on me, and I was quite upset and angry and annoyed for a couple of days after that. But like Paul said, Diogo, the best ever foreigner to ever play in the Thai league, is arriving, and I could see, he'll improve the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why not? BG is still the number 1 contender for the league. Hoo-ha, yeah!
All right, we'll end it on high. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining this podcast. Till next time, peace.